Good morning everyone, welcome back to Monday's video here at Bareham Engines. So everyone, what have I got going on today? Well, the first thing I've got going on is I've managed to finish boring the Cosworth block for the liners. I've got it up on the press and I'm just about to show you how I press them in and what to look for, etc., how to prep the block. But before that, guys, I've had a little bit of a delivery here and it's an exciting one. So just to wind back on this E30 BMW that we are doing, it's been bothering me for ages. You know, I've had so much to sort out on this car, but it's really been bothering me for ages on how I'm going to sort of lay the dash out, really. We've obviously gone for the AIM dash with the PDM unit, etc. We've got Level Motorsport doing our wiring. It sounds ridiculous, really, but I want to sort of try and keep some original look to the car internally, obviously, and externally. So what I was thinking with the dash, we've had the dash flocked. We were going to go for an original mint dash, but obviously they're big money now if you can even find one at all. So we took the dash that we've got it repaired and we've got it flocked and it looks absolutely lovely. Flocking the dash is pretty motorsport anyway, isn't it? So it's give us a really nice dash. What I'm going to do, or what I was thinking, was to run the standard air vents in the car. Although they're not connected, it just gives that sort of E30 interior look. Going to make a bespoke panel for the centre with our 15 button pad, if you like. But then obviously the digital dash, how am I going to mount that without it looking a bit naff? Well, I've been on the net and I found a company. Now I'm going to search out the receipt actually, because I can't remember what they were called. What were they called? Mako Motorsport, and they are in Australia. So they do, I don't know whether they actually might 3D print it, but basically you tell them what vehicle you've got, you tell them what dash you're running, and they will make you a dash to suit. So we have had that delivery today, guys. I ordered it about 3 weeks ago. There was some duty to pay on it, which there was a bit of a confusion over that, so I paid that, and it's got delivered today. And look what we've got. Look what the end result is, guys. So it's basically a copy of the original. There's the E30 clocks, the originals. So it's a sort of copy of that, and we have got that 6-inch AIM dash that sits right in the middle there. Obviously, we've got a bit of trim down here that covers these little bolt holes. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to get obviously a panel in the same material, because that's like the original there, to put there, and we can have our something on there. We're going to have a big panel in here, the same sort of material with our 15 button. I'll show you that. There's the PDM look, trick, that is. So that will basically sort of be sitting in there, and that is all you'll have. Obviously they'll be labelled up, and we can maybe have our sort of ignition on and off and what have you there. We'll have our standard heaters, blowers there. So it's going to look pretty factory. We're not running a glove box, and the PDM unit, we're going to make a bracket that goes sort of down here so you can see the lights and see the PDM unit, so it's going to look pretty funky. But yeah, Mako Motorsport, thank you very much. Absolutely over the moon with that. It's a perfect fitment, and it looks really nice. You can choose to have it flush or recessed, so we obviously went for recessed look, and with these little cutouts here you can still get to the buttons. We've obviously still got I've got to bolt it in there, but that I think doesn't look out of place. It looks pretty stock, but it gives it a modern twist, and it looks really nice. So I'm well happy with that. Looks proper trick, and obviously the flocking on the dash there goes with the material on the Recaro seats as well. So it's all coming together, guys, all coming together. But anyway, let's head round to the press and I'll show you how to get them liners in. So guys, the Cosworth and pressing the liners in. As you can see, I've got 2 of the liners in already. We've got one that's just about to be pressed in, and we've got another one there, you can see. We've done the machining, and the most important thing with these is to obviously deburr this inner edge here. Make sure there's no sharp edge in there. Make sure that that platform for the top hat is clean of any debris or anything like that. And obviously make sure that underneath the liner, or sorry, on the liner outside diameter and underneath this lip here is absolutely clean of anything, any fluids. You don't put any Loctite or any glue or any oil on the liner at all, because all that's going to be happening is it gets pushed onto the platform there for the top hat, and it just gives it a false bottom out. So we need to make sure that's very clean. What I do is put, for the bottom sort of inch or 2 inches, I put a bit of this 620 Loctite retaining compound, and then we just push it in. We've got about a 3 thou interference, so we warm the block. Don't have to get it too warm, because all that does is make the glue go off a bit too quick. So we just warm it up and we just push them in, guys. So I'll put the old safety bins on and we continue to just push. So you can see there, I've showed you this before, but you can see I've got the 2 bars at 90 degrees to each other, and what that does is that allows for the liner to just centralise itself in the bore. So we start it without those bars, but you're relying on the face of the ram being absolutely parallel to the block face. So this, all that does there is just allow it to centralise itself and push in and follow the existing bore, really. So you can see I'm using a dolly that's very slightly smaller diameter than the top of the flange, and we're going to push it down. Giving it sort of about 5 ton really of pressure. Leave that on there for a few seconds, then back that off. And that, guys, is your lot, and you can see that it's sitting absolutely lovely there. That is in fact about 2 or 3 thou lower than the surface of the block. So we just give this block, so obviously we've got to give the block a face anyway, so we give this a little sort of 3 thou lick over, 3 or 4 thou, and then we'll just have to take a little bit off the piston crowns. But yeah, absolutely perfect. That went in a nice pressure. I usually find a couple of tons of pressure with a block warm of it going in, and it's and that's a good one. Job's a good one. So guys, what is this thumbnail and title about today, you're all wondering? Hey, is it clickbait? No, I never clickbait, you know that. Friday, we had a little visitor. It was a booked in visitor, guys, and it is all because of the channel. Now, a lot of you over the time have been sort of drilling us for the health and safety and all the rest of it, the fire risks and all that. We get people piping up in the comments, and to be honest, a lot of the time, quite rightly so. You know what it's like when you're working day in, day out doing something, you get comfortable, and obviously now, not that it's an excuse, but because we've got Isaac, we have to be even more careful. We tend to forget things in the workshop, and people do comment on it. But it looks like someone's grassed us up. We had a visit from the fire officer. This is the Devon and Cornwall Fire and Rescue. The inspector is come because apparently someone has grassed us up for having I think it must be my wheels in front of the door there. So as you can see, we've removed everything from in the way of the door. We've made sure that all the fire handles are working correctly, etc. And obviously the one at the back. And he's had a good inspection of the place, guys, and he's given us the okay. So yeah, looks like someone dobbed us in there, but it was about time, I would have thought, at the end of the day. If people see stuff that they think is going to be a risk to one of us, then it's only for our own safety, isn't it, at the end of the day? So we were probably due a visit, seeing as we've been going for about 2 or 3 years now on the old YouTube, and we've had loads of comments on the health and safety. So yeah, it's just a case of we've got to keep on top of it, especially now we've got Isaac. Remember these glasses, safety wear, fire doors, all the rest of it. Yeah, don't get too complacent, guys, because that's when disasters happen. So really sorry about that. So guys, we've got the liners in. The Cosy is set up on the boring bar. I've bored out 2 already, and I'm just boring out the 3rd one. So there's about 1/2 mil, just over that, to take out of these liners when they're in the block. And then the next step is to stick it up on the milling machine, give the block a face, clean it all up, get it on the hone, give it a home tomorrow. So hopefully this block will all be pretty much finished tomorrow. I just wanted to crack on with it today. So today all I've been really doing is this block, because it's quite a lengthy job getting them liners in. So that will be a good job done if I can get that on the stand by the end of tomorrow, all painted and all done. Absolutely perfect. Next thing will be the cylinder head. So the cylinder head is in here. So this is the cylinder head. Now, obviously, in theory, it doesn't look bad. And in theory, this engine hasn't done many miles at all since it was all been done. So I'm hoping that this is all pretty good. If not, we're going to have to stick guides in it and all the rest of it. But it's got to come apart. One, to check it. And two, because we've got 2 cams come in with a solid lifter profile and some solid buckets from Ken Newman in Newman Cams. I had to think then, mine's gone blank. And then we're going to have to, when we've sort of got it all in and set up, we're going to have to get the shims from Burton. So the shims are the sort of 7mm internal that sit on top of the pip inside the solid bucket. I'll show you all that when I've got it all laid out, guys. But yeah, got to go through this head, make it all look spiffing and set all the cams up and that with obviously the correct clearances. And yeah, we can hopefully get this engine built. Once Isaac's back, I can just chomp straight on with this. Had another phone call today while we're on the subject of Cosworths, and we've got another Cosy coming in. So last year, there was 2 friends that we did engines for. I remember one because his name's Elliot, and we don't know too many Elliots. But Elliot's got a 3-door Cosworth, and his friend's got an Escort Cosworth. Done the engines for them. They're over the moon with them. They said they're absolutely fine. And the one that's got the Escort rang me today saying he's got an RS 500, an original, guys, with the engine that's a bit tired. Head gasket's just gone, so he's going to get the thing out of the car, send it up here. So we could have that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, which is a good little number to get in amongst, guys. We love the 500s. So before I can hone the Cosworth tomorrow, we've got a Lancia Beta. Now this is a 2-litre block. And it's the 8 valve with the twin overhead cams. So we have bought this quite a while ago, actually. We were waiting for the customer to get the pistons from America. So this is what he's come up with. They are slightly sort of oversized, bit weird actually. I think it's about 0.8 oversized, something ridiculous. They do like 0.5 mil, 0.6, 0.8, 1, some weird sizes. But anyway, we wanted to get the piston just to confirm the running clearance, and as it happens, the running clearance is slightly more than we sort of thought it would be. So it's a good job that we got the piston. We've just eased that out, letting it cool. Just got to take a little bit more out, and then that can go straight in the wash, and that's pretty much done. So yeah, that's the Lancia Beta, guys. Quite a rare motor now, that. John's been cracking on with the Perkins today. We've got the big cast iron sump on there. I don't know whether that sump's so heavy and solid because it's part of the structure of the block, but yeah, it's definitely a bit weighty, that is. You can see that he's timed it all up. It's looking nice now in that grey. It's a slightly darker grey than Massey Ferguson grey, but I think it looks quite nice anyway. So all we've got to do is turn that over, I think. He's got the head in here and it's all pretty much painted. Yeah, there he goes. Look, he's given him a lick of paint. So that's all gone through. And then that is another one done. We can crack on with that other Perkins then when Isaac's back, which will be pretty good. Oh, Rover V8 over here, the liners. That's the next one on the boring bar, to get these, bore these liners out, see if we've got any cracks inside the block, make sure the block's all right before we start ripping open the liners that are in there. And then that is a Fit 8 top hat liner job. So fairly big job that. That's it for another video. Thank you very much for watching. Not long now, another week, and Isaac will be back. Till Wednesday. Have a great evening, and we'll see you then. Cheers, guys.